Then he took the cup, gave thanks, and offered it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." Sparkling cider will have to do. Forgot about that option. So stupid. Religion. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish, any other religion, or not religious at all, religion still affects society in many different ways due to its ability to indirectly and directly affect society. One example of this is the Holy Roman Empire. Early Christians back then were most likely exposed to Christianity in Jerusalem. However, in Rome, they weren't able to congregate in big groups. So they had to split into small groups sneakily and then go to house churches to worship and study the scriptures together. However, the problem with Christianity is that Roman authorities did not like religions that didn't include the emperor. That was a problem for Christians and Jews in Rome because they believed that there was only one God, and that God wasn't the Roman emperor. This, of course, caused a lot of conflict, especially when Emperor Nero came into power, because he liked to prosecute and kill Christians and Jews. It has been documented that Emperor Nero, towards the end of his ruling, liked to set Christians on fire so they could provide light for his gardens at night. It's not good. This continued for many years until Emperor Constantine was the first emperor of Rome to legalize Christianity because he had Christian values himself. This was a big step because even if there weren't Christian rulers after Emperor Constantine, the punishments for Christians would still be less severe than setting them on fire. Emperor Julian, for example, just let Jews and Christians just go down to Jerusalem because he thought it was better for them. Now you might be wondering, well, that kind of sheds religion in a negative light. Why would you explain that to me? But what's important to note is that religion, even after people were being set on fire for what they believe in, religion was still able to prevail and it didn't die down. Now you also might be wondering, well, that was a really, really long time ago, so what does religion have to do with society now? Boy, do I got the facts for you! Hey! First of all, we can look at America and see that in the Declaration of Independence, religion is mentioned quite a few times, but more importantly, in one of the first few lines of this document, it says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Now, based on the fact that Creator in the official text is capitalized, it's easy and pretty reasonable to assume that this is talking about God. Now, there you have a direct mention of religion in one of the most, if not the most important text in American history. Now, I'll touch on government here in a little bit, but I think that what we should really be focusing more on is arts. And you can focus on more modern arts. Now, art is very important in society as well, and there are some examples of religion being incorporated into arts. You can look at past historical paintings, but let's look at music. We could look at pretty modern music. In fact, the grand scheme of things, really, really modern music. Jon Bellion. I've had Spotify since like 2018, and he's somehow my second most listened to artist of all time. But anyway, I took a look at his lyrics for all the songs on his album, The Human Condition, which was released in 2016. And out of these songs, this many mention religion, and more specifically Christianity, in at least a line or two. If we take a look at his next album, Glorious Sound Prep, which was released in 2018, religion is mentioned this many times in these songs. I think it's a little bit less than The Human Condition, but still quite a bit. Now, despite these many songs mentioning Christianity, he doesn't really make religious music per se. Even someone who isn't religious could listen to Jon Bellion's songs, and I would think enjoy them. I mean, I know people who aren't religious, and they still listen to Jon Bellion's music. It just goes to show how religion indirectly can influence society, which is why it's the most influential on society. Because you might think that religion has to be directly influencing society, like written in the Constitution, but that's just not the case. But Jon Bellion's music is an example of it being so discreet, yet still being in there, that it just has so much influence on people. Now, if we're going to go back to the Constitution and Declaration of Independence, religion's influence just kind of beats the government's influence in society straight up. It's not even close. The main example, like I said before, is the document which separated us from the Brits, those British people. The document that separates us from them directly owes all of our rights to God, to a religion. Also, the fact that the First Amendment directly gives people the right to practice religion, worship their religion, study their religion, all that jazz. There's no censorship that's going to go on according to that First Amendment when it comes to religion, which I see it as the government kind of backing away and letting religion do its thing. Now, because of this stepping back, it's giving religion more of a chance to be so influential to other parts of society. There's also governments that are entirely based on religion, like theocracies, and it just shows like how much religion influences society than government does. That's the main point I kind of want to drive around. Can you stop? I'm just going to close it again with saying no matter your religion, no matter if you're religious at all, religion probably still affects you in some way, whether you know it or not, and that's why religion is so influential to society. Sweet, sweet apple cider.